going on? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another edition of Food Review Friday. So today, guys, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to make these super awesome, super good double chocolate chip protein iced cookies. Now, this is definitely based off of a recipe from Flexible Dieting Lifestyle. So I've done a few of his recipes before. This one, I just took the base recipe and tweaked it a little bit. He uses something called protein cookie butter, which is a very special kind of powder you have to buy. It's a little bit expensive. Most people don't have it, so I'm gonna show you guys how I made these double chocolate chip cookies without that, and then I added a few other tweaks to it. Super good. Definitely recommend you make this. So if you guys are ready to do it, let's get cracking.
Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is add all of our dry ingredients. So I've got everything listed out. So your casein, your whey, your PB2. This I'm using special dark cocoa. You're going to want that as opposed to regular. 15 grams all-purpose flour, then coconut flour. Make sure you use a 0 or low calorie sweetener, some baking powder, and then you're going to mix it all together. Alright, now it's time for our wet ingredients. Starting things off with non-fat Greek yogurt, very important. I'm going to use 1 whole egg, some sugar-free syrup, make sure it's sugar-free, and I'm using the mini chocolate chips. Look how thick that is. Thick! Alright, then you're just going to grab a tray, grab some parchment paper, make sure you spray with non-stick. Trust me, you want to spray it. Now this recipe makes about 9 to 10 cookies depending on what size you make them. So right here I'm doing 9. You want to flatten them out with your fingers. I recommend rinsing it off with cold water in between. Make sure the oven's set to 350 and put it in for about 4 minutes. Very important to pay attention. Alright, now while that's cooking, we're going to make the icing. So I'm using about 1.5 spoonfuls of a 0 calorie confectioner's sugar. All you're going to do is mix that with a little bit of water. Play around with the consistency until you get it to something that you like. I kind of like this medium thickness. It's not too runny, it's not too thick, easy to spread. Alright, you're going to take these out of the oven. They're going to be a little bit fluffy, so you want to make sure you give these plenty of time to set. Probably 20 minutes or so is going to be the best for the outcome. Alright, now it's time to put the icing on. Now I only like a little drizzle of this on each cookie, so put as much or as little on as you want. You don't need the icing, but it is 0 calorie, as I will talk about later on. Just put a little drizzle, and there you go. There's your cookies. Now these things are gooey and dense. Make sure you do not overcook them. Make sure you let them sit out before you eat them, and that's going to yield the best consistency for you guys to eat them. So hope you enjoy.
Alright guys, so we just finished making the cookies. Look at these. Like literally, this is so good. Now this recipe makes about 9 or 10 cookies. This is only half of his original recipe. I mean, like I showed you before, like, look at this. Why is it not focusing? I mean, like I showed you before, guys, these things are literally so good. They're literally like so gooey and chocolatey. Perfect. I actually haven't eaten breakfast yet, believe it or not. It's like 11 o'clock. This is what I'm having. So a couple things to note here, guys. This icing is actually 0 calories because we use the swerved confectioners and water. If you want, you can use regular confectioner's sugar and it'll be a little more authentic and maybe like a little bit of milk instead of water, but it's gonna add more calories. This is actually a great alternative and 0 calories. So you can add more of it if you want. I like a little bit, just a little drizzle on all the cookies. Like I said in the video, that's about how much it makes. So good. Like, look at that. Bam. Alright, now the important thing to note here is the cooking time on these. So guys, make sure, first of all, oven to 350. Do not overcook these, okay? He's very clear about that in his video. I've done it on accident. Do not overcook these. When the timer hits 4 minutes, take those puppies right out of the oven because you don't want to overcook them. Right now, they're very dense and they're very like, very compact, very good. It's like a nice, dense, chewy cookie. Now, if you overcook them, it's gonna be a little cakey, a little spongy. It's gonna be a little drier. It's not gonna be as good. Like, it'll still taste good, but it's not gonna be like a cookie. You know, this is like a straight up cookie. Now, the sitting time for these is also a little bit important. So when you take them right out of the oven, you can eat it right away, but like I kind of showed in the video clip, they're gonna be a little fluffier. They're not gonna be as dense or as compact. It's gonna be a little more airy. Still tastes fine. It'll still be like warm, but it's not gonna be like as dense and like gooey as this. Anyways, total calories, macros, all that stuff for the entire recipe is gonna be right here. Again, that makes 10 cookies, so you're looking right around 45 calories per cookie, which is so good. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Tag me in your posts if you make this. This is really good. I highly recommend you try it out. But yeah, subscribe for me because we're almost at 900. Closing in on 1,000. Let's go. And thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.